Welcome back to our channel, soap opera lovers. Today is a beautiful, bright day to dive deep into the latest, heart-stopping drama from Genoa City. Grab your favorite cup of coffee, settle into your coziest chair, and let us embark on this emotional journey together. Because we have an incredibly tense breakdown of what is coming up on The Young and the Restless. Let's get right into the action. Imagine standing on the absolute precipice of losing the one person who anchors your entire world, only to have salvation walk through the door in the most unexpected form imaginable. That is exactly the kind of breathtaking, edge-of-your-seat drama we are about to witness in the upcoming Monday, April 27th broadcast of The Young and the Restless. The stakes have never been higher for the Winters family, a legacy family that has endured so much tragedy, heartbreak, and loss over the decades. Right now, the patriarchal figure of Malcolm Winters is lying in a hospital bed, his life slowly draining away as he battles severe aplastic anemia. His survival hinges entirely on a bone marrow transplant. But with every biological relative, including his newly discovered son Holden Novak and his grandchildren Maddie and Charlie, ruled out as a match, the shadow of death has been looming heavily over Genoa City. But as we all know, in the world of soap operas, miracles often come from the people we least expect. This episode is going to be a masterclass in emotional storytelling, blending medical suspense, deeply rooted family resentments, and the undeniable power of enduring love. The tension begins to build in a seemingly ordinary setting, right at the local coffee shop, where nerves are frayed and exhaustion is written on everyone's faces. Kane Ashby, a man who has spent years trying to navigate his complicated, deeply passionate, and often fractured history with Lily Winters, is currently a bundle of raw, nervous energy. He has done the unthinkable, stepping out of the shadows to undergo genetic testing to see if he could possibly be the miracle donor Malcolm so desperately needs. As Kane waits for the notification from the medical laboratory that could change the course of all their lives, his mind is heavily distracted. He is pacing, staring at his phone, completely consumed by the weight of the moment. In his state of profound distraction, a simple, relatable mix-up occurs. Kane accidentally grabs the coffee cup belonging to Holden Novak. This incredibly small, almost mundane mistake serves as the perfect catalyst for a deeply poignant and revealing conversation between the two men. Holden is a young man carrying the crushing weight of a lifetime of his mother Stephanie Simmons's lies, compounded by the devastating biological reality that his own body cannot save the father he never truly got to know. When Kane realizes his mistake with the coffee, the ice is broken, and the two men find themselves engaged in a profound discussion about Malcolm's rapidly deteriorating health. Holden, feeling lost and inadequate, naturally questions Kane's motives. He wants to know if Kane is putting himself through this grueling medical process purely out of a desperate, lingering desire to win Lily back. Kane's response in this moment is incredibly telling and speaks volumes about his character growth. While his profound, enduring love for Lily is an undeniable factor, Kane makes it clear that his motivations run much deeper than mere romantic reconciliation. He speaks of the profound guilt he feels that his and Lily's twins, Maddie and Charlie, were unable to be the genetic matches their grandfather needed. He speaks of the immense respect he has for the Winters family, the legacy of the late Neil Winters, and the desperate need to prevent Lily from enduring another catastrophic loss. This conversation bridges a gap between Kane and Holden, two men connected to the Winters family by unconventional means, both desperately hoping for a miracle. While Kane is grappling with his anxieties and hopes at the coffee shop, completely different, far more toxic dynamic is unfolding over at Society. The upscale, elegant dining room of the restaurant stands in stark contrast to the ugly, raw emotional turmoil brewing at one of its tables. Devon Winters and Lily are sharing a meal, but there is absolutely no comfort to be found in each other's presence. Devon, who has been spiraling down a dark, bitter path for weeks, is completely incapable of reading the room. Instead of offering his sister the soft, unconditional emotional support she so desperately needs while their father fights for his life, Devon chooses to relentlessly nag her about Chancellor Winters' corporate business. He is nitpicking, pushing spreadsheets and corporate strategies onto a woman whose entire soul is currently residing in an intensive care unit. Lily is running on sheer fumes. You can see the dark circles under her eyes, the physical manifestation of the sleepless nights and the agonizing terror of losing Malcolm. She is a woman standing on the absolute edge of her sanity, trying to hold her family together while her own heart is breaking. As Devon continues his relentless, tone-deaf corporate badgering, the pressure finally becomes too much. Lily hits her absolute breaking point and absolutely erupts. In a moment of pure, unadulterated frustration and grief, she snaps at Devon, her voice trembling with a mixture of rage and overwhelming sorrow. She bluntly tells him that she could not care less about profit margins, corporate mergers, or board meetings. Her entire universe has narrowed down to the rhythmic beeping of Malcolm's heart monitor, and she is sick with worry for his health. In a desperate bid to make Devon understand the gravity of the situation and to perhaps inject a sliver of hope into the bleak atmosphere, Lily reveals the news about Kane. Since both Devon and Nate Hastings have already been definitively ruled out as potential donors, Lily confesses that Kane has voluntarily stepped up to get tested. She expresses her desperate, clinging hope that Kane might just be the miracle they have been praying for. However, instead of sharing in her fragile hope, Devon's reaction is predictably cynical and deeply frustrating. Devon, whose own heart has become hardened by recent betrayals and his disintegrating marriage, immediately views Kane's heroic gesture through a lens of deep suspicion. He begins to loudly question Kane's true motives, suggesting that Kane is merely using Malcolm's tragic illness as a manipulative Trojan horse to worm his way back into Lily's life and bed. Devon's inability to see the good in Kane's actions is a glaring reflection of his own internal misery. Lily, however, has absolutely zero patience left for Devon's toxic paranoia. She fires back with a fierce, protective maternal energy, making it unequivocally clear that she does not care about Kane's underlying motives, even if Devon's cynical theories are completely true. To Lily, the politics of romance and past grievances are entirely irrelevant in the face of death. If Kane Ashby can provide the bone marrow that keeps Malcolm Winters breathing, walking, and living on this earth, then nothing else matters. Lily's declaration is a powerful testament to her priorities. She is willing to accept help from any source, regardless of the emotional complications it might bring. Because the alternative burying her father is simply unacceptable. And fortunately, Devon's behavior is only going to get worse as the episode progresses, solidifying his current status as perhaps the most frustrating and unbearable character on The Young and the Restless right now. The root of Devon's immense bitterness stems from his ongoing, vicious legal and emotional war regarding Mariah Copeland. While still reeling from his confrontation with Lily, Devon receives a notification on his phone that sends him into an absolute tailspin of rage. He reads a message from his legal team regarding the ongoing situation with Mariah, the woman who acted as the surrogate for his and Abby's son, Dominic, and who subsequently suffered a severe mental breakdown that led to her kidnapping the child. Devon has been ruthlessly pushing to have Mariah's plea deal overturned, actively wanting to see the deeply traumatized woman thrown into a federal prison as punishment for her actions. The news he receives is not what he wanted to hear. The legal attempt to overturn Mariah's plea deal has completely failed. The justice system has decided to uphold the agreement, meaning Mariah will likely continue to receive the mental health treatment she desperately needs in a facility, rather than rotting in a prison cell. For Devon, this legal defeat is entirely unacceptable. He views it as a massive miscarriage of justice and a direct threat to his family's safety. His reaction is explosive, visceral, and deeply unsettling. He is consumed by a toxic, blinding fury that threatens to incinerate every meaningful relationship he has left in Genoa City. Abby Winters, who has been desperately trying to hold her marriage and her family together, is forced to witness this terrifying display of unhinged anger. Abby is a woman who has fought tooth and nail for her happiness, enduring the trauma of the kidnapping alongside Devon, but she possesses the crucial capacity for empathy that Devon currently lacks. She recognizes that Mariah was suffering from a profound postpartum psychosis, a severe medical condition, and believes that a mental health facility is the appropriate place for her. Watching Devon react with such venomous, vindictive hatred to the news of the failed appeal deeply terrifies Abby. She feels a profound sense of unease, realizing that something fundamental and dark has shifted within her husband. The man she loves is being replaced by a bitter, vengeful stranger. In a heartbreaking moment, Abby pleads with Devon to rein in his explosive anger. She points out the tragic collateral damage of his rage, noting that even their innocent young son, Dominic, can sense the dark, heavy tension radiating from his father. The Winters Abbott household is crumbling under the weight of Devon's unforgiving wrath, and Abby is left wondering if their marriage can possibly survive this level of toxicity. As the day moves forward, the narrative converges into a highly anticipated, emotionally charged gathering. The key players in this unfolding tragedy find themselves assembled, waiting for the invisible hand of fate to deliver its verdict. Dr. Stephanie Simmons, Holden's manipulative and overbearing mother, is seated at a table alongside a deeply anxious Lily. Despite Stephanie's toxic tendencies and her history of lying to Holden, in this moment, they are united by a shared sense of dread regarding Malcolm's fate. Standing nearby, acting as silent, tense sentinels, are Devon and Nate Hastings. Nate, carrying his own heavy burdens regarding his shattered surgical career and his complicated history with Devon, is a quiet, observant presence. The air in the room is thick, heavy, and suffocating with anticipation. Every time a phone buzzes or a door opens, collective breath is held. Then, the moment of truth arrives. The doors open, and Kane Ashby steps into the room, accompanied by Holden Novak. The visual of Kane walking into this gathering of the Winters family is incredibly powerful. He is an outsider who was once the ultimate insider, a man who has caused Lily immense pain but has also provided her with the greatest joys of her life. As Kane approaches the group, the atmosphere becomes utterly electric. He has just received the notification from the medical lab. The results of his genetic testing are in. Every single eye in the room is locked onto Kane. The silence is deafening. Kane looks down at his phone, his eyes scanning the complex medical jargon, searching for the single word that matters. When Kane finally looks up, his eyes are shining with a mixture of tears, profound relief, and an overwhelming sense of purpose. He looks directly at Lily, bypassing the cynical glares of Devon and the calculating gaze of Stephanie. With a voice that trembles with raw emotion, Kane delivers the news that will forever alter the trajectory of their lives. He announces, simply and powerfully, that it is good news. He is a match. He is the genetic miracle they have been desperately praying for. The sheer emotional weight of that statement crashes over the room like a tidal wave. In that single, breathtaking second, Kane Ashby transitions from a flawed ex-husband to the absolute savior of the Winters family. Let us take a moment to really break down the character dynamics at play here, because the writers are giving us some incredibly rich, honest material to chew on. First and foremost, we have to talk about Kane Ashby. I have to be completely honest with you all, I absolutely love this storyline for Kane. Over the years, Kane has made some spectacularly bad decisions. He has lied, he has schemed, and he has broken Lily's heart more times than we can count. But this is pure, unadulterated hero energy. Stepping up to undergo painful medical procedures to save the life of a man who is not his blood, simply because of the profound love he holds for that man's daughter, is the ultimate act of redemption. Kane is proving that his love for Lily is not just about possession or romance, it is about selfless sacrifice. He is willing to give a literal piece of his own body to ensure her happiness. It is a beautiful, deeply moving evolution for his character. Then we have Lily Winters. My heart absolutely bleeds for this woman. Lily is the emotional anchor of the Winters family, a woman who has endured cancer, prison, divorce, and the loss of her beloved Neil. Watching her fight so fiercely for Malcolm's life is both inspiring and heartbreaking. Her explosion at Devon was entirely justified and, frankly, long overdue. Lily represents the purest form of familial love in this storyline. She does not care about corporate optics or past grudges. She only cares about the beating heart of her father. Her willingness to accept Kane's help, despite their complicated history, shows a profound level of maturity and grace. On the complete opposite end of the spectrum, we have Devon Winters. Honestly, Devon is being absolutely unbearable right now. It is incredibly difficult to watch a character who was once so full of compassion and understanding turn into this bitter, cynical, and vindictive man. His relentless nagging of Lily during a family medical crisis is tone-deaf and cruel, but his reaction to the Mariah Copeland news is what truly exposes his current darkness. Devon's inability to find even a shred of forgiveness for a woman suffering from a severe psychiatric illness is alarming. He is letting his trauma and his bitterness poison every single relationship he has, from his sister to his wife. He is alienating everyone who loves him, and if he does not find a way to heal his own heart, he is going to end up completely alone. This brings us to Abby Winters, who is currently trapped in a waking nightmare. Poor Abby. She fought so incredibly hard to build this beautiful family, enduring the heartbreak of infertility and the terrifying ordeal of Dominic's kidnapping. Now, she is watching the man she loves morph into someone she barely recognizes. Her fear of Devon's uncontrollable anger is palpable and deeply sympathetic. Abby is trying to be the voice of reason, the advocate for empathy and mental health awareness regarding Mariah, but her words are falling on deaf ears. You have to wonder how much more toxicity Abby can tolerate before she decides that protecting her son from Devon's dark energy is more important than saving her marriage. We also must acknowledge the complex dynamic between Holden Novak and his mother, Dr. Stephanie Simmons. Holden is a tragic victim of circumstance in all of this. He grew up believing lies about his father, only to discover the truth just as that father is dying, and then to face the crushing biological reality that he cannot save him. His conversation with Kane highlights his deep insecurities and his desperate need for guidance. Stephanie, on the other hand, is playing dangerous, toxic games. She is manipulative, controlling, and entirely focused on orchestrating Holden's life to suit her own elitist preferences. Her presence at the hospital gathering is a constant reminder of the secrets and lies that have fractured this family. So, what can we predict will happen next in this explosive, emotionally charged storyline? The immediate future obviously centers around Kane's bone marrow transplant surgery. While Kane being a match is a massive victory, this is Genoa City, and nothing ever goes exactly according to plan. I predict that the surgery itself will not be a simple, straightforward procedure. We might see Kane experience severe, unexpected medical complications during the extraction process, putting his own life at risk to save Malcolm. This would only deepen the emotional bond between him and Lily, forcing her to confront the reality of how much she still deeply cares for him. Furthermore, I predict that Devon is not going to simply accept Kane's hero status quietly. Devon's paranoia is too deeply entrenched. I can easily see Devon attempting to interfere, perhaps hiring private investigators to dig into Kane's recent activities. Desperately searching for some ulterior motive or hidden agenda to expose Kane and ruin his moment of redemption. Devon's obsession with controlling the narrative could lead to a massive, physical confrontation between him and Kane in the hospital corridors. As for Devon and Abby, their marriage is on life support, and I predict that Devon's unrelenting hatred for Mariah will be the final nail in the coffin. If Devon takes unilateral, extreme action to bypass the legal system and punish Mariah himself, it will be the ultimate betrayal of Abby's trust, leading to a devastating and bitter divorce and a vicious custody battle over Dominic. Meanwhile, the shared trauma and the overwhelming relief of Malcolm's potential survival will likely push Kane and Lily into a highly charged, passionate moment of vulnerability. A kiss, or perhaps even more, seems almost inevitable as the adrenaline and the tears flow, complicating Lily's life in the most beautiful, messy way possible. The Young and the Restless is delivering masterclass performances and truly gripping storytelling right now. The interwoven layers of medical drama, corporate tension, and deeply rooted family trauma are creating a tapestry of television that is impossible to look away from. The Winters family is being tested in ways they never imagined, and the fallout from these upcoming episodes will undoubtedly change the landscape of Genoa City forever. What do you guys think about Kane stepping up to be the ultimate hero for Malcolm? And do you believe Devon's marriage to Abby can possibly survive his toxic, uncontrollable rage? Let me know your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments section below, and don't forget to like and share this article with your fellow YNR fans so we can keep the conversation going.